And we are live. All right. So you've had one reading before, or you've had multiple readings before?
I've had probably a few.
Oh, good. Were they good experiences for you?
Yeah, they seem to be.
Oh, awesome. Where are you from? It doesn't sound like you're from the United States.
I'm in Australia.
Oh, wow. You're all the way across the world.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So I'm gonna just every medium is different. The way they work is different. And so I always
Yep.
like to start off my readings with the way that I work. And then if you have any
Sure.
questions about it, I'll answer. So how I connect with spirit, I can connect with spirit who has passed, with loved ones who have passed. And then I also am able to connect with living energy as well. So sometimes people actually haven't lost loved ones, but they're looking for guidance. And I'm able to like kind of tap in and read the energy around them, which is kind of convenient. And so when I do talk with spirit or see energy, sometimes I will see the spirit. Sometimes I'll just hear them. Sometimes I sense them.
Yep.
Sometimes I can even taste or smell their like vices while they were here on Earth. So like if they were really into whiskey, sometimes I'll taste like whiskey. It's really interesting the way how all my senses work. Another thing is that I'm just reading energy, right? Spirit is energy. We're all energy. And so when I'm reading the energy based on what's happening right now with that energy. But as most of us know, energy is always shifting, it's always changing. So when I tell you that I'm seeing something or I'm getting information, that information can always change. So don't take what I'm telling you as the word of God. Some people are like, well, you said this was going to happen. I'm like, well, the energy shifted. I don't know what to tell you.
Sure.
So I always like to lead with that. And then also, I'm trying to interpret all the information coming in. It comes in very fast and kind of foggy from the other side. And so it's like I'm reading through a veil. And sometimes it's hard for me to catch some individuals and what they mean or what they're trying to get through. And so I do my best to keep my ego in place and not try to interpret the information through my own life experiences, because they might be telling me something and I'm like, well, this is what I think that means, but to you it means something completely different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So I do my best to keep my ego out. It doesn't always work. Sometimes my ego gets involved and I screw up and I'm like, oh, sorry, shouldn't have done that. So I do make mistakes is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're human. Yep.
Yep, I am. Another thing is I like to ask spirit for evidence so that I know that I'm getting the true and correct information for you. Some people tend to like throw out generic information and then wait for you to fill in the blanks. And then they feed off of that and kind of make up stories hoping that they'll stick. I don't like to do that. I like to ask spirit exactly what they mean. And they give me information of things that I would know absolutely nothing about. But you would, right? You can validate it. So I like to do that. So if I'm asking you questions about did this happen or did that happen, it's because they're telling me something and I'm trying to confirm that it's real and accurate.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
And then lastly, sometimes you are wanting to connect with a specific spirit that is not coming in or that I'm not picking up on. And so if that does happen, like my last reading, they wanted to hear from a specific loved one that didn't come in for me. And we can always just call that spirit in and I can do my best to connect with them and then give you the messages that come forward.
Okay.
Any questions?
Awesome. No.
Awesome. Great. Okay. So I always meditate on your energy for about 30 minutes to an hour before I get on the phone with you, just so that I can kind of have an idea of what's going on in your life. So I got a whole lot of information, and I want to make sure that it's your energy that I'm reading and not my own. So first thing, the very first thing when I connected to your energy, there was like a child coming in, and it felt like a child who had passed away. Have you lost a child?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So that was like literally immediate. As soon as I called your energy in, this child came right in, wanted to talk right away. Was this a boy?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. And did he pass like young in life?
Yeah.
Was he like 5 or was it younger than that? Because I felt like 5, an energy of 5.
Younger.
Younger? Okay. So he's showing me like the number 5. I don't know how that's significant to him. It's interesting because number 5 was in my last one as well. I wonder if this is somehow connected to you, even because I just finished another reading. Was he born in the month of May, or is his birthday around the 5th? What is 5 a significance to you with this child?
He was born on February. Yes, 5. Yeah,
February 5th.
that month.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. I kept telling her, no, I'm seeing a 5. I'm seeing a 5. And she's like, no, not with me. So it must have been him coming in with her reading. Awesome. Okay. So around this child, I felt an incredibly broken heart. And that's completely understandable. I've also lost a daughter. And so I understand that like heartbreak of losing a child and just being completely devastated. It feels like did this happen like 10 to 15 years ago? It doesn't feel like it was very recent.
Yeah, it was fairly long time ago, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Was this around birth? Did he pass around birth?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So he wants to come in and he just wants to validate you and thank you for being his mother. He is so appreciative for all of the love that you had for him. Did he even breathe or was he stillborn?
He was stillborn.
Okay, thank you. Because he's showing me like I didn't have a breath. But you carried him. Was it almost to term?
No, 19. Well, halfway through, yes.
Halfway through. Okay. Because what he's saying is that he wanted to experience conception. And that not only that, but you had such an incredible love for him. Like he was wanted. Yeah. He was not one of those oops babies, right? He was wanted. He was extremely loved. You were so excited to bring him into this world. And he experienced all of those emotions and feelings while he was inside of you. And so he's extremely grateful. And he says, even though I'm not there with you physically, you are still the best mom ever. And he just loves you so much. Have you had a sibling since him?
Yes.
Have you had 2?
One other sibling since Cody. Yep.
Okay. And for Cody, did you have a total of 3 kids? One before him, and then another kid?
Yeah, I've got 3 others, yes.
3 others. Okay, great. Because he's showing me. Okay. So 4 total including Cody. Is that
4 in total including Cody, so it'd be 5.
Okay, got it. He's showing me 3. Was he the 3rd in the line?
He would be the 4th.
4th.
Oh,
okay.
3. Hold on. 1, 2, Kelly. Yeah, 2. No, he'd be the 4th.
4th. Okay. So he's also acknowledging his siblings. And he says he's watching over you guys. So when we leave our human body, we never leave our family. We will always be spiritually connected. And so he wants you to know that he's always there. And you acknowledge him. You don't treat him as a nobody. Like it feels like you acknowledge him. The family knows about him. You guys talk about him. And so he says, thank you for not forgetting me.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's acknowledging that. He's saying, Tina, you don't know how amazing she is as a mother. She doesn't like very many people, but she loves her kids.
Yes, that's true.
So he just wants to acknowledge that. And so I'm just going to kind of move around now. He needed to be heard right away, so I just needed to get that off. And so I'm going to kind of move forward with other things that had come in. And if you want to come back and talk to him, we can do that. I want to let you know he's not going anywhere. So we can always come back. Okay. Before I move on, because he's like, do you have questions for him?
Well, he knows how much I love and miss him and all that sort of stuff. And, and I know that his song comes on and, I sing to him and it reminds me of the good times and stuff. So, yeah, he knows.
Awesome. Good. Yeah, because he's like, I just love her so much. It's beautiful. And so as I was meditating on your energy, I also saw like kind of a difficult upbringing for you. Did you have a challenging childhood?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for acknowledging that. And I also want to let you know if there's anything that we start to discuss during this reading, because I know it's going to be published publicly, please say, I don't want that to air. And I will edit out whatever you aren't comfortable with sharing with the world. Okay?
Okay, sure.
Because
Yep.
I want to respect you. So I have a mother figure that's coming in. Is your mother passed?
No, my grandma.
Your grandma. Okay. So I've got her coming in, and then also your grandfather. Is this there's a grandfather coming in as well. Would this be your grandmother's husband?
I've never, yeah, well, I don't know if he's passed or not, but I'm guessing he would have.
Okay. And so the grandmother figure that's coming in, is she your mom's mom?
Yes.
Thank you. Because she's standing behind your mom, which makes me think she's your mom's mom.
Yes.
Did she have addiction issues, or does someone in your mom's line have addiction issues?
Not that I can recall.
Not that you were okay. No worries. Addiction was coming through, so I'm just wondering where that was coming from. And then also, as I'm looking at your family, your mother's lineage, I feel very unvalidated as a female. And so a lot of times our trauma, we hand it down the row and we make our children carry our trauma. And so as this grandmother figure comes in, she comes in with feeling very invalidated and not very respected. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. And she says that was passed down to you. So when you were growing up, did you also feel very unvalidated or not heard, not seen?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's coming forward. She wants to apologize for that. And she wants to acknowledge you. She says, in our family, females aren't heard and they're looked at as less than. And that energy has been passed down the row. And I really am sorry that I didn't break that cycle. She's acknowledging, though, that you're breaking that cycle with your children. She's saying that you are raising your kids differently, and she's very proud of you for doing that. And she's saying your kids know that they're loved. You're not a perfect mom. You don't claim to be a perfect mom, but the one thing that shines through is your love for your babies. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. So she just wants to acknowledge that. She wants to thank you for having the courage to say no. I don't know what that means, but she's saying, you would know what that means. But what she's saying is, you had the courage to stand up for yourself and to change the path of our family. And because of that, from your lineage down, your children and your grandchildren, none of them will ever have to experience the pain and trauma that you yourself have endured. So she wants to acknowledge that. Do you have all boys?
No, 3 girls and 1 boy.
3 girls. Oh, interesting. Your girls, are they very, I wouldn't know if the word's tomboyish, but it doesn't look like they're very frilly and foofy. Like it looks like they're very secure in themselves. They're not afraid to get dirty. They enjoy being outside. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's just kind of acknowledging that, like, they aren't afraid to live. They're not afraid of, she says they don't have much fear.
No.
So she's acknowledging them. She wants to thank you for having the courage to carry on having children. I don't know what happened between your grandmother and your mother, but it feels like there was maybe a time in your life when you questioned if you wanted to be a mom because of the hard childhood that you had. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And so she's thanking you for that. She's saying, thank you so much, because these souls needed you and you needed them, and lives are changing because you've said yes, and you've become a phenomenal woman and a phenomenal mother. And so she's just acknowledging that. Um, and then there's an uncle that comes in as well. It feels like it might be associated with this grandmother. Did she lose a son? Did you lose an uncle?
Yeah, recently, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And so he's coming in as well. He is attached to this woman. So is it her son?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This particular uncle, it doesn't feel like he had a super close relationship with you. Like you guys, he obviously was there while you were growing up. He loved you very much, but it wasn't like you guys saw each other every day. You guys had like a super close-knit relationship. Does that make sense? Is that accurate?
Yeah. Yeah, very
Okay,
accurate.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. It looks like he also went on his own little path of trauma as well, almost like he like walked away from the family or distanced himself from the family and then maybe came back. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And it looks like he wasn't very proud of some of the life decisions that he made while he was here on Earth. He came here to learn some really powerful lessons, and he says he didn't learn them the way he was supposed to. Does that make sense to you?
Okay. Yeah.
And it does feel like he'll probably repeat another lifetime to learn the lessons that he missed. Was there a falling out between you or him at some point in your life? It looks like there was closure, but it feels like he feels like he wronged you in some way or disrespected you in some way, and it feels like not recently, but it feels like at a point when you were becoming an adult. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay, so he's acknowledging that and he's apologizing. So I don't know if he ever apologized for that while he was here on Earth, but he wants you to know that he's sorry, that he does love you, because you question whether he loves you. And so he wants you to know that he does love you, that he's extremely proud of you. In fact, he wishes he could have the kind of love and energy inside of him, the light that you carry. He's kind of envious of that. He doesn't understand how your light can shine so bright with all that you've been through. So he's just kind of like acknowledging your journey on this life and overcoming it. And so he's just so proud of you for that.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah.
Yes. Grandfather is here, but he's not really saying much. He's just kind of standing to the side. He's standing next to your grandmother, so it makes me believe that he was her husband. He was attached to her. And then your father, is he still here on Earth?
Yes.
Okay. Are your parents separated?
Yes.
Okay. Were they ever married?
Yes, they were.
Oh, they were. Okay. Thank you. I was confused because like I could see they weren't together anymore, but I couldn't see a marriage. So I was like, I wonder if they just had her and then they never got married. So thank you for confirming. I was like, I don't understand. Okay, so both your parents are still here. Okay.
Yes.
And do you have two siblings?
No, I've only got the one brother.
Maybe that's why I see two. For some reason,
there was two. My mum had a stillborn and stuff like that, but I've only just found that out recently, so there probably is two.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that. I always like the confirmation. Like I see two more. Okay.
Yeah.
Your brother, is he older than you?
1 year younger.
1 year younger. Okay. Is he married as well?
Yes.
And he has one baby? How many kids does he have?
Two.
Two. Okay. I only see one, but okay. And they're like 10 to 12. Like how old are they?
Yeah, probably about 12, 13, something like that.
12 to 13. Okay.
12,
perfect.
14.
Okay. Yeah, I see them like older. They're not babies.
No, they're not.
Babies. Yeah, I called them babies, and they're like, nope, they're not babies. Oh, okay. Wow, you guys have had such a journey so far in this life on Earth, but you guys are overcomers. I just have to put my hat off to you. You guys have really overcome a lot, and it's amazing when we can recognize what we've overcome and celebrate our victories. And it feels like that's something that you've been able to do. Doesn't feel like your brother's there yet, though. He's still kind of growing. Yeah. He has kind of like an angry energy around him, but it feels like it's from pain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So your grandma's telling me to tell you to be patient with him. I don't know what that means, but she says be patient with his, it feels like anger. That's the energy that it looks like to me is anger. And so she says, just be patient. He's not where you're at. You've done a lot of work on yourself and he hasn't gotten there yet.
Okay.
And then also something that came up was stomach issues. Are you having digestive issues?
Yeah, I just found out I've got endometriosis or something, so I have stomach issues, yeah.
Got it. Okay. What is your how much water do you drink? Because I'm feeling like you're not drinking enough water.
That's correct. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to drink the water because it's going to help to flush out the toxins.
Okay.
Another thing is there's a lot of time. So every physical ailment is attached to suppressed emotion. And as I was carrying on your energy, my entire stomach knotted up and it was just like a mess. And so what that tells me is you haven't completely digested the trauma you've gone through in your life. We hold our trauma in our gut. That's what kind of digests our food, right? It digests our nutrients and then we dispel the waste. Emotionally, when we stuff our trauma, it gets stuck in our digestive system. And then it can become like endometriosis. It can become colitis. It can become IBS. Have you ever done energy work?
No.
Okay. I would highly suggest finding a Reiki healer or an energy healer in your area. I also do it via online. I really like in person though. So that's my personal preference.
Sure.
But I would recommend like a Reiki healer or an energy healer to help you release that trapped energy in your gut. And that's going to help to alleviate your symptoms.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Yep.
I'm trying to think. Do you have any questions for any of these loved ones that are coming in or any loved ones you want to speak to?
No, not this stage. Yep.
Not okay. Great. As I look at your children, they range in age. You've got like a nice spread of age for your children. You said 3 girls and a boy?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Is your oldest a girl?
Yes.
Okay. And let me see. Does she have a daughter?
Son.
A son. Okay. One baby, one child only.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. I saw her. I wrote down oldest is daughter with a child. So I thought it was a girl, but that's okay. She feels like she's doing really good. Is she a single mom?
No, she's got a partner, but he works a lot.
Got it. So she feels like a single mom sometimes.
Yeah, I reckon. So, yeah.
Yeah. Is she close to you? It feels like she's got a little bit of a distance from you, maybe a town or 2 over.
Yeah, that's right. She lives in Perth.
Okay, great. And you're pretty busy. What's your oldest? Like 12? How old's your youngest? How old is your youngest?
Youngest is he's 13.
13.
14.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Because it feels like sometimes she feels like she needs some support. Does she work as well? She's not just a stay-at-home mom, right? It feels like she works.
Oh, she doesn't work at the moment because of Bubs is young, but yeah.
Okay. Because it feels like sometimes she feels she needs some extra support, but she feels like you're really busy, and so it feels she almost like she doesn't want to bother you. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And so I just want to key in on that because she's very independent. You raised her very well. But sometimes our independence can take the best of us when we really need to ask for help. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
And so I don't know if you have the ability to help her out sometimes, maybe take the baby for a day or something to just kind of let her breathe a little bit. But it does feel like she's a little overwhelmed at this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm just kind of going down the line of all of your children. The second one, is that a daughter as well?
Yes.
Okay. And is she in high school?
No.
No, she's not. Okay. Graduated?
No.
No, she's not. Okay. She's in, because I see her in school. So is that accurate? She's not in
No.
school. Interesting. Okay. I was trying to figure out why I'm seeing school. So I'm looking down. I'm like, why am I seeing this? It feels like she needs some direction. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
It does.
So I'm hearing that if she doesn't enroll into school, then potentially like military, like it feels like she needs some kind of a direction in her life. And it feels like she's kind of just like wandering, but she's looking for purpose. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. It feels like she's very stubborn and that she doesn't listen to advice very well. Is that accurate?
Yes, correct. Yes, very.
Okay. And so she wants to find her own way, but she's so stubborn. It's almost like she's not going to see it if it hits her in the face. So
correct. Yeah.
it also feels like she's not going to hear it from you. Even if you try to tell her, she's not going to hear anything from you.
No.
So maybe you can find a friend or someone who she's connected to that can just give her a little bit of advice and kind of point her in either the direction of enrolling back into school or into like the military, something that's going to give her direction and purpose in life.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, 100%.
Perfect.
Yep.
Awesome. Your youngest, is that the boy?
Yes.
Okay, got it. He loves life. He is so full of life.
Yes, definitely.
So I see him almost like outdoor exploring, like playing with all the little critters. Just like really interested in what is going on out here, what's making this world tick. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And it looks like he shares a love of animals. So like you would rather be in a room full of animals than in a room full of people. For you. Does
correct.
That make sense? Okay.
Yeah,
and it feels
I've
like
got a lot
he
of that
shares that.
Yeah.
It feels like he shares that connection with animals with you. Like that's your guys' thing. Like you love to go out and look for animals, or like maybe even like go looking at exhibits or something. Like I see you guys just like sharing your love for animals together. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He really enjoys that and he cherishes that time with you. So don't ever lose that connection with him. And it looks like he might even end up being like a veterinarian, like an exotic veterinarian or something, because he just really loves animals and he loves helping them. And so I would nurture that love for animals because that feels really good for him.
Yeah. Awesome.
And
yep.
Yes. Your final daughter, she's your third one, right? Your third baby?
Yes.
Okay. Is she also still in school?
No, she's a mum of 2 kids.
Oh wow, she's busy. Does she have a college degree? Because it feels like she's got some education under her belt. Interesting. Okay. I feel like she's going to maybe go back and get a degree, maybe when the kids are older, because right now she's very overwhelmed. But she doesn't want that to just be her life. She wants something bigger. And so it looks like this daughter is very organized. It looks like she knows what she wants. She knows how to get it, but she knows when she needs to do it. Does that make sense?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like her. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm not worried about this daughter at all. She definitely has it together. I think that she had different plans for her life, maybe when she was a teenager, and then life got ahead of her, but she hasn't given up on those plans. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So, but she looks really good. She looks very happy. She looks healthy, and she's not giving up on herself. She looks like she even takes care of herself quite well.
She does. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
And then for you also, it looks like you've had some hard times with relationships with men, but it looks like you're happy right now. Are you in a new relationship or a newer relationship? Is this man you're with right now, is he not the father of the other of your children? Is he a new man?
No, he's not the father. I've known him for a few years, but he's not the father of the children, no.
Got it. Yeah, I'm asking that because I don't see him connected to them biologically, but I see he's a really good man. He loves you very much, and he treats you with the kind of love that you've never experienced before.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. You, this is the one. I feel very good and very strong about this guy. You guys have been committed for like 2 years?
Oh, getting close to that, yeah.
Yeah. But you're not married yet?
No, engaged.
No. Oh, I was just going to say, you guys are going to get married. Awesome. I do see you walking down the aisle with this man, and I do see you very happy with him. I do see it a great relationship. However, you need to make sure that your guys' communication is very clear, because it looks like there can be some frustrations and there can be some passive aggressive tendencies, and communication gets lost and thrown to the wayside, and that can be detrimental to your relationship. So even when it's uncomfortable, make sure to talk things out. Don't ever go to bed angry with each other.
Yeah.
And make sure, even when it's uncomfortable, to open up that conversation. Say, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm thinking. Tell me, is this accurate?
Okay. Yeah. I've got to learn to communicate more. Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. But that all comes with trauma. So it's completely understandable. I had a really hard time learning. Yeah. My husband and me, we're 14 years married now, but I only learned how to really communicate with him in 2019. So it took me a while.
Yeah. I understand. Awesome. Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed reading you, but I want to make sure I've got all of your questions answered. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving anybody out. So the floor is yours.
Okay. I'm just wondering about this old lady that used to live next door to my mum. Her name was Thora. Is she coming through at all?
Do you know Thora's last name?
Oh, no, I don't, unfortunately.
Okay, that's okay. Let me just ground myself for a second, and then I'll have you say her name 3 times. Okay, go ahead and give me her name 3 times.
Thora, Thora, Thora.
Thank you. Did she live in a single-story house?
Yes, an old housing trust. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And was there dirt like around all 4 sides of the house? Like not a cement. It doesn't feel like it was cemented, but it looks like almost like dirt.
Possibly, but it was a joint housing trust. Yeah, could be.
Okay. All right. Okay, and then did she walk with kind of a hunch on her back?
From memory, yes, she did.
Okay, thank you. I just like to make sure that I'm seeing the right person before I come through. She looks like she was a really beautiful soul. She shined her light bright. She was outspoken. She didn't put up with any crap at all. She spoke her mind, but she was very loving and nurturing as well. It also looks like a lot of like the stray animals found their way to her house. I see like a lot of animals around her. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you move away from her, like, or she passed away either? But I see like a separation with your guys' energies around 10 to 12 years old.
Yes. Oh no, I was still living around there about that time, but yeah, but I did, as the years got on, I did move away. Yes.
Okay, so yes, I do have her.
Yeah.
It looks like she kind of, did she take you under her wing? Did she kind of like?
She did.
Thank you. Because she's showing me like her bringing you in. Like, come on, I've got you. You need a spot, you need a break. Come on in. And it feels like she really grew fond of you. She had a great love for you. She almost felt as though you were her daughter. You were like a daughter to her. And so she's acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it feels like she didn't have kids of her own, or if she did, they didn't visit often. And so you were like her spark of life.
Yeah.
And so she's acknowledging that. She's thanking you for blessing her life with your soul, with your energy, because she says you brought her back to life, is what she's saying. So she says, I'm always with you. I'm always with you. I know it might not feel like it, but I'm always around you.
Means a lot.
Do you have any questions for her?
I just wanted to sort of say that, just thank you for being the mum figure, and that, for helping me and guiding me through my trauma, through my childhood and stuff, and being there.
She was so grateful to be there for you. She's like, I was at the perfect place at the perfect time because this girl needed me, and I needed her as much as she needed me.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Did you guys like garden or something together? Did she like, it looks like maybe planter boxes or something?
Not that I can recall, but we used to always go away to a family's house at Pinaroo and stuff like that, and she used to take me on holidays and all that sort of stuff, me and my brother and that at the time.
Okay. Nice. It sounds beautiful. Sounds like you had a great connection with her. Awesome. Anyone else you want to talk to?
Just want to know about he's passed on, but ex.
An ex
that has passed from an ex-partner. Well, he would have.
Okay.
His name is Paul.
Paul. Okay.
Johnson.
You know his last name, correct? Oh, okay.
Johnson.
Let me just go reground myself again, and then I'll have you say his name 3 times. Okay. Go ahead and give me his name 3 times.
Paul.
His Paul John. His full name, if you could, please.
Yeah, Paul Johnson.
Thank you. Did you guys live together?
Yes.
Okay. Did he drive like a pickup truck?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, he's showing me his pickup truck.
Yeah.
It looks like an older one, like almost like an older Chevy or something. And then did he? So I'm confused because I feel like I'm seeing like fishing, but then also hunting. So I don't know why he's showing me that. But like I get like the outdoorman feel for him. Does that make sense to you?
Okay, yeah, he liked the outdoor stuff. Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you. Did you guys separate before his passing, or did he pass while you guys were together? You guys separated?
No, we separated.
Okay, got it. But he always loved you. It feels like you guys were better friends than partners.
Yeah, correct.
But he always had this like love for you. It was more than a sister, but it wasn't to that point where it was soulmates. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. And
correct.
He said you always had a special place in my heart. You still do. I'm still with you all the time. I love you. I love you so much, and I respect you as the person that you are. It feels like, were you the one who kind of was like, I need more, I'm going to kind of let you go because we're not giving each other what we need?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's acknowledging that. And it feels like once you guys separated, almost like you both had a better life.
I reckon so, we did. Yep. Spot on.
And so he's acknowledging that. And he's saying thank you. Thank you for having the strength to do that. Because you gave us both the life that we deserved.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. He loves you very much. Like I can see like a special place that he's carved out in his heart for you. And it's really beautiful.
Oh, that's lovely.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really good to hear. And I was just going to say one other thing. What do you see for my future or anything like that for coming up for me?
It's an excellent question. um, let's see here. You still have 2 kids that live with you?
One.
Only one. Oh, you're lucky. And you're getting married next year?
We haven't set a date yet.
Oh, well, it looks like next year. And it
Okay.
looks like a small wedding. It doesn't look huge. It looks like just a couple of close friends. I don't see like a huge venue. It doesn't look like. It doesn't look like you guys have really started planning too much yet either. You just
No,
talked about it.
that's right. Yeah.
Has he not given you a ring yet? You guys have talked
Yeah.
about it. He's asked you.
Yeah, I've got the
Okay.
ring.
Oh, you do have the ring. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you might be getting another one. Is he getting you another one for the wedding?
I'm not sure. I guess so.
You're not sure. 'Cause it looks like he's going to be putting another one on your finger, which is why I asked. So it looks like what I see is a career shift coming in your path. You're currently working?
No, studying.
Okay, I see you working. So are you going to be getting a degree?
I started doing a diploma, but I never finished it. But yeah.
Okay. I see you going into a job. And it's like I can see like administration, but you're not administration. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
Almost like management, like you're kind of like in charge of telling people what to do. And then
Okay.
you have like your little worker bees. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And it looks like you've got experience in management or something. You are a really good leader. You're really good at taking control and telling people what to do and getting things done by the deadlines. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sounds like me. Yeah.
You don't like to like when you go into a job, you don't like to make friends. You're there to do a job. You're there to make money. I'm not going to sit here and gossip with you. I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to waste the company energy. I just want to come in, get my job done, and get out. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. And I think that because of those skills, you'll be picked up at a company and you'll be offered that management position. But it doesn't feel like it feels like it's the beginning of next year. It doesn't feel like it's this year. Okay.
Okay.
You still got some things to work on. You're working on something right now. You're kind of working on fixing yourself. You're working on your confidence. You're working on getting your health under control. And so you don't have the time right now to go and get a career because you got to fix yourself first so that you can show up properly.
That's so true. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. You also need your son to be a little bit more independent before you go and get a job because right now he's still very reliant on you. And kind of codependent on you, and he can't handle that. And so for the next 6 months, I want you to really work on creating that independence with your son and letting him know, like, if I go away to work, it's going to be okay. I'll come back. Like, I'm not neglecting you. I'm not forgetting about you, because right now it feels like he's very attached to you and like he finds his happiness through you. And so he needs to learn how to find his happiness on his own. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. That's so true. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So this year, I want you to focus on getting healthier. You need to take better care of yourself. You need to change your diet. You need to start drinking more water. You need to work on dealing with the suppressed emotions that you've been running from. And then working on getting your son more independent, really getting yourself to the place you need to be that amazing woman, that amazing mom, that amazing wife. You're almost there, but you've got some work to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And then you can go and start your career. It doesn't feel like you'll be there very long, maybe 10, maybe 15 years, and then you'll retire. So, but it does feel like the job that you land will be a very good, healthy job, one that can be financially sustainable and where you can build a retirement.
Something
It
to look
doesn't
forward
feel
to.
like you've got a retirement built up right now. You don't have, it doesn't feel like you've got a nest egg. So I want you to really focus on your finances too, because I'm being told like, you have to plan for retirement and you have to start sticking money away because you haven't done that. You're kind of living like paycheck to paycheck. And so they want you to like really focus also on finances, because you can't be stress-free without being financially free. If your finances aren't right, you're always going to be stressed out and running to the next thing, right? And so they're saying you can do it, but you have to be focused and dedicated.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But you can totally do it. You've already done a lot of work on yourself. Just keep moving forward and keep focusing on you. You like to get distracted by other people's problems.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to help others and be there and all that, but sometimes you just got to think of yourself too and sort of put yourself first before, you know,
Absolutely.
and all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's so true. But just one other thing which means a lot to me is me and my daughter aren't talking. Her name's Jade. She's and I don't see my grandkids and stuff like that. I'm just wondering, even though you spoke about her a bit to me, is she going to come round and we end up talking or not? Or is it's just been really hard on me?
Yeah, it looks like you both have some ego issues in regards to taking responsibilities for some traumas and disrespect. And so neither one of you guys want to take responsibility and be the bigger person and say, I'm sorry, I screwed up. And it's going to take, unfortunately, you as the mom, we always have to eat crow. We always have to kind of take responsibility, even if we don't feel that we're responsible. Unfortunately, mom and daughter relationships, it always struggles with invalidation. And you felt invalidated by your mom. She felt invalidated by her mom. Trauma falls down the line, right? And so now your daughter feels invalidated by you.
Yeah.
And it looks like you kind of apologized, but then you bring the past back up. Yeah, but this happened or that happened. That needs to stop. Until you fully forgive and you fully take responsibility, even if you don't feel like you're responsible, her feelings have to be validated and her feelings need to be heard. Okay. She feels invalidated by you. She feels disrespected and she feels put to the side.
Okay.
And you feel the same way by her.
Yeah.
And so you both are mirroring each other's energies and behaviors. This can be fixed. It's going to take a lot of work, and the work is going to fall mostly on you, and you don't like that because you feel she's just as responsible and should be putting in as much effort as you.
Yeah.
But daughters typically don't. They would rather just walk away from their moms and create their own lives and not need them than to actually put the work in and go after the mom. It's very rare that a daughter will go after a mom compared to a mom going after a daughter.
Yeah, so I have to keep texting and keep better and stuff like that, and just let it come around.
Don't be hostile. Yeah, don't be hostile. Anything, and read your messages before you send them, because realize that every single time you send a message, she's trying to figure out how to misinterpret the words. How could she twist this? What is she wanting? What's the manipulation? So just read your messages and make sure, like, can this be manipulated in any way? Could she twist this? Could she misinterpret this in any way? Make it crystal clear. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I need to reproof my reading and stuff. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Okay.
Awesome.
Yep. Well, no, it's been great.
Awesome.
I can't thank you enough. You've answered a lot of my questions, and it's good that my loved ones have come through, and it means a lot.
If you know of anyone that you think could benefit from my services, please share my information. I'm only word of mouth. I don't advertise or anything.
Sure.
So I love helping people.
Yeah, I can tell that. You got a good aura and stuff like that, and
thank you.
Heart of gold.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, you have an amazing day. Thank you for letting me read you.
Yeah, thank you kindly for that. All right. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.